Welcome to Nessio's Light. What the actual hell? What the hell? What is this? And they left the doors open? Are you? Holy shit. What in the fuck is this? I gotta check this out. What is going on here? Christ. Oh my god. I just walked in on the construction of the fucking obelisk. Okay, love it. You know, I wonder what the HOA has to say about this, man. I don't think they like have permits for this kind of building. Anyways, they left the goddamn door open. Lovely. Oh well, we'll just sleep it off. Alrighty, good morning. How was your day? Was it lovely? Mine was okay. Wasn't the worst thing in the world. Work is not too bad. It's pretty good, all things considered. I don't mind it. For some odd reason, though, every time I get home from work, like, I'm not tired. Like, just to preface, I'm not tired or anything, but I always just spend the first, like, 2 hours that I get home doing nothing. Just lay in bed, and I just, you know, melt like ice cream. I don't know why, because I'm not tired. I'm not, like, exhausted or anything. It's not like, you know, it's not like I spend like 12 hours in the mines today. God, no. I think I would rather die if that was the case, frankly. But I don't know. It always takes me a little while to, like, recharge after work. And I don't like that because it mucks up my productivity. And there's always, you know, there's always things that you can do, but I don't know, man. I'm just too tired. I'm tired. We'll do it later. We'll do it later. I always wonder, like, why it is that I'm tired, and on one hand, it's sort of like a mismatch in my body and my brain. There are things that I would like to be doing, but, you know, I can't do them because I have to go to work, you know? Don't we all? There's plenty of things that everyone would love to do, but they can't because you gotta clock in. You gotta pay your rent, man. And I guess there's probably just like a disconnect because, frankly, if I worked like the same amount of time, hell, if I worked more on like this YouTube channel, I feel like I wouldn't feel as tired. But I do. I'm tired working the job that I have now. And that's not to say that the job itself is bad or that I don't like it. It's a pretty good job. It's a really awesome position, and I'm really lucky to be, you know, I'm really lucky to have what I have. I mean, that being said, I would definitely love to make YouTube videos for a living, but let's be real here. Like, who's actually doing that? Like, who's actually gonna be doing something like that? Not me. Definitely not me. As much as I'd love to. And I guess, I don't know, do you, like, feel exhausted doing the thing that you love? And, you know, if that's the case, do you love it less? Or do you like it the same, or, you know, if not more than you already do? I don't know. I do not know. Part of the reason why I don't, like, overly discipline myself when it comes to my hobbies is because I'm afraid I will lose my passion and, like, I'll lose my enjoyment for the things that I do if I force myself to do them. Because me doing them doesn't come from a place of authenticity. It comes from a place of, oh, you gotta be doing this, man. You have to. And I don't want to have to, which is a very, very, like, selfish, very greedy, I would honestly, a little bit entitled way of thinking for myself, honestly. Like, I'm in a very good position, like, just in general, really. And, you know, it only goes up, it either only goes down from here, but regardless of where I'm headed, like, right here, right now, isn't too bad, all things considered. And I mean, yeah, I'd like more. I'd like more out of life. I'd like to see more, do more, you know, be more. But as it stands, things aren't too bad. So who am I to say I don't want to have to do that? There are people all around the world that have to do things, that have to do things that they hate, that they don't even want to think about doing, but they have to do them. I guess I feel a little guilty for feeling that way, but I don't think where I'm coming from is like the worst thing in the world. I feel like where I'm coming from is maybe at least a little bit understandable. I think it just comes from the fear that I don't want to hate the things that I enjoy. And my biggest concern with applying discipline to making YouTube videos and, you know, playing instruments and folding paper, my biggest concern there is that I'm going to absolutely despise doing them. Even though, you know, maybe a little discipline is exactly what those hobbies need. Maybe a little discipline is exactly what your hobbies need. But I just can't seem to get past that hurdle of, you know, you have to. Because again, I don't want to have to. Maybe a little discipline is good for me. That's probably what I don't see, is the good that'll come from me actually, I guess, committing to my hobbies and my interests. But again, you know, I don't want to have to run the risk of having nothing to do in my free time and like having nothing to enjoy out of life because, you know, I had to do it. I don't know, it's an interesting dilemma. I feel like I've struck a pretty alrighty balance at the moment where I don't like force myself to do like anything, but I do have time set aside every day for these things. I watched a Hank Green video this morning and I feel like he put it pretty aptly, very eloquently I'd say. He doesn't like make himself do anything in particular, he just kind of falls forward, I think is what he said. And I don't know, I really like that. You know, it takes the, it takes the feeling that, oh, this is gonna be a chore. It takes the feeling out of the equation by, you know, giving you control of what you do. Even whether or not that control is good, you have that control. And so you don't force yourself to do like this specific thing at this specific time, like every day. You know, you do a little bit of what you enjoy every day. It could be this or it could be that. Like today. Today I am recording a Nessio's Light video. Lovely. But yesterday I wrote a script for a main channel video. And the day before that I proofread it and, you know, these little small things. And I mean, even though I am technically making myself do this stuff, I don't particularly like dislike it. If anything, I feel like it's exactly what I needed. I've spent a long time putting off the things that I want to do, and I've spent a lot of time putting off being the person that I want to be because I want to be that person and I want to do these things because I want to and not because I have to. Because I care so deeply about my hobbies and who I am as a person, like how I perceive myself. I really give a shit about those things, and I don't want those to be, you know, I don't want my idea of myself to be cluttered, I guess, by pretty much the idea of have to. I don't want to have to be anything. I don't have to be anything. I just need to be me. And I think, you know, same applies with you. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to be anyone. I say this a lot, and I get so serious about it when I say it, but, you know, nobody can decide who you are. That's only for you to decide. There's a certain handful of things that, you know, are only for us to decide, I guess. You are the master of you, and, you know, blah, 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 you know, self-identity, epiphanies, blah, 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 whatever. You get the idea. You don't have to do anything. And while, yes, discipline is good, too much of anything is a bad thing. I always love to preach balance in basically every video that I ever post. I at some point, I bring up, you know, balance and not doing, like, too much, I guess. Keeping your life sort of centered between everything that you do. So maybe discipline works for you. It, you know, forcing myself to do something, that doesn't work for me. But setting aside the time of the day to do the things that I like to do and just, you know, doing them whatever, however, that works. That works for me at least. Maybe it's just autism. I really need to get tested. The other day I was having a conversation with my girlfriend, and I don't know how we ended up, I don't remember how we ended up on this topic, but basically she said something along the lines of, yeah, that's an autism thing. And the worst part was that it was true. It was true. It was meal prep. I was talking about meal prep, and I like doing the same thing every single day. I think that's an autism thing. I don't know. Can the autists in the comment section verify this, pretty please? I don't have my bachelor's in autism yet. I only have an undergraduate degree in Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm getting there, guys. Don't worry. Fret not. I'm getting there. I'm just, you know, need a little help. Anyways, I hope you're doing alright, and things are gonna be alright. Take it easy. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye!